Welcome back to lesson number 3 out of the 5 lessons that I've learned since being a plant based vegan, a plant based health coach, and sugar free above all things. Now, these are 5 life lessons I learned. You guys already know I'm going live every day this week. We're officially in the countdown to the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar free challenge. And I'm going live this week. And the countdown to this challenge, because I want people to see this experience and have this experience and understand that it's way more meaningful than our personal health. So the reason I'm choosing to pull out life lessons that I've learned since being a plant-based health coach and a plant-based vegan myself is because I want you guys to see this as, not just something you're doing for your health, but something that you're actually doing for the improvement and betterment of your life overall. So I want to tell you what potential you have to be great. One of the things I talked about in a recent masterclass that we did for the challengers, the name of this masterclass was called The Subtle Art of Doing Hard Things. And one of the things that I told them in that masterclass is you have to be very careful of letting your good become the enemy of your great. You have to be very careful with allowing your good to become the enemy of your great. And one of my students in my mastermind reminded me that I said that last night. And I was like, oh, so many people, because so many of us settle in our lives for things that are just good, but they are not phenomenal. And we settle because we're like, well, it's not horrible. And that is the most dangerous place to be in any area of your life. The most dangerous place to be in any area of your life is not when it's like the worst of the worst and the worst it's ever been. It's when it's not that bad. Because when it's not that bad, you really don't have a whole lot of motivation to move, right? And so I want you guys to understand that if your health is anything less than optimal, meaning it's not that bad, then you are actually in the most dangerous state you could be in your health because there's not a whole lot of motivation to get from good to great. Okay. And so that's why I'm doing these life lessons. That's why I'm making sure that I'm tapping in with you guys to teach you guys some stuff that I've learned since doing this work, since practicing this lifestyle. So let's get into lesson number 3. Okay. Lesson number 3 that I've learned since being a plant-based health coach and a plant-based vegan is that people believe that compromising their personal health and their personal development to make a living or to care for others is a sacrifice. People believe that compromising their own personal health and their own personal development to make a living or to care for other people is a sacrifice. That's what we call it, right? Like when we have to go to work instead of going to the gym, we're like, I just don't have time for it. I got to get out of here. I got to get these things done. I can't make time to cook. I can't make time to pray. I can't make time to meditate. I can't make time for the things that I know make me feel better. Like I got to work. I got to take care of this household. I got to care for other people. And we call it a sacrifice. Coach Lisa is here to change your language today, okay? When you compromise your health and your personal development for the sake of making a living or caring for other people, guys, that is not a sacrifice. That's what we call a bad decision. There is a difference. There's a difference. Anything that requires you to gain weight, anything that requires you to be unwell so that it can get done is not a sacrifice. It's a bad decision. And so what we've done to make ourselves feel better about is we say these really sexy words like I had to sacrifice for my family, sacrifice for my loved ones. I put myself on the line when it comes to my job. I want to do good at the job. I want to do good so I can keep, moving up the ladder. I want to continue to grow. So, sacrifice the sleep that I need. Let me sacrifice my me time. Let me sacrifice vacation with my family and pouring into those relationships because, I really want to show up for this company. I really want to show up for this organization. I really want to show up for the church. I don't care if it's the church. Anything that requires you to compromise your health and your own personal development for the sake of it is not a sacrifice. It's a bad decision. Somebody type bad decision in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, bad decision. If you're on Instagram, bad decision. What's up, Candice on Facebook? Type bad decision for me. Like, because we need to know the difference. Because one of the reasons many of our challengers who are going to be taking this challenge with us in June are unwell is because they're confusing, they're juxtaposed bad decision and sacrifice. They are not the same. Okay. Sacrifice does not require you to be unwell. Thank you, Lorraine on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, Unforgettable Studios on Instagram. Like, it's a bad decision. And I need us to understand the difference between the two. If you're tired all the time, i.e. chronic fatigue, if you never have the time that you need to just make a good meal, to blend a green smoothie, to rest, if you never have the time that you want to spend with the people you love, it's so crazy. You're doing all this quote unquote sacrificing for these individuals and you don't even have the right now to spend with them. That is not a sacrifice. That's a bad decision. And let me tell you how I know this. Okay. So I've been coaching for a long time. The overwhelming majority of my clients are minorities. They're minority from sex, mostly women. They're minority from race, like 99.9% people of color. Okay. And so the overwhelming majority of people that I service, that I've been in service to for years, are minorities. Okay. And here's two things that I know about minorities when it comes to sacrificing their health. Okay. Number one, we don't prioritize our present. And number two, we don't prioritize our future. Now, here's what I mean. We don't prioritize our present, i.e. our right now. And I know this because when people come into Farm to Table, our plant-based coaching program, when people come into the Plant Protocol, our business accelerator program, when people come into Clarity, our mastermind, the thing I've heard over and over and over again from Black women is, I don't prioritize myself. And I need to figure out how to do it. They will say, Lisa, just being here in Farm to Table, I really had to convince myself to do this for me. I'm doing this for me. Like, it requires some convincing for them to do things for themselves, right? And I hear this over and over again. So we don't prioritize our present, our right now, and then we don't prioritize our future. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Like, don't get me wrong. We try and prioritize our future financially. Like, okay, retirement account, investments, let me save. Like, that's usually the extent of us trying to prioritize our future. We try and do it financially. But we are not prioritizing our future physically. We are not prioritizing our future emotionally. We aren't prioritizing our future mentally, and we aren't prioritizing our future relationally. Let me tell you how I know this. So in my mastermind, right, where I work with women of color who are dealing with imposter syndrome, right, and just feeling like they're not enough, they're not good enough, inferiority complexes, right, and two things have come up repeatedly. The first is individuals saying, I don't have time to think, right? I'm so busy doing that I don't have time to think. That's major. Like, I don't think you guys understand how important it is to make time to just think things out, think things through. And I have had people say to me, I just don't have time to think. And then the second way they don't prioritize their future, and this breaks my heart even more, is they say, I don't have time to dream. Like, I've tried to put time on my schedule, Lisa, to just visualize and to dream and to like intentionally play in the future, play on the playground that is the future. And every time it comes up on my calendar, I just figure out something that seems to be more important. So I'm not taking time to dream. I'm not taking time to visualize. I'm not taking time to think because I'm so busy doing all the things I've said yes to. And this brings me to a point I've made a long time ago about the difference between time management and task management. A lot of times when we think we have an issue with prioritization, and we think we have an issue with doing everything that we want to do, a lot of times individuals say, like, I don't have time for this. I need to manage my time better. Right? But if you never have time for the things you want to do, if you always feel like you're jumping from one thing to the next, and there's like never like a decompression moment, you don't have an issue with time management. You got an issue with task management. There's a difference. Time management is what happens after you've said the yes. Time management is what's happened after you've already committed to doing the thing. That's time management. Time management happens after you've filled your calendar. Task management happens before you give the yes. Task management says, I take inventory of my capacity before I say yes to this task. There's a difference between time management and task management. And as minorities, as women, we are not prioritizing our present. And that's what the language you guys use is self-care, right? And we are not prioritizing our future. And the language I use is visualization and dreaming. And as a result of that, we see this compromised health as a sacrifice we've made for our family, as a sacrifice we've made to serve our community, as a sacrifice we've made to serve other people. And now we're sick and unwell. So let me tell y'all, when y'all come into this challenge, here's a takeaway. Let me give y'all a one sentence takeaway. Y'all know, shout out to me, Wordsmith. You know what I mean? That's my new, what do they call that thing? Moniker. That's the new moniker that I came up for myself, is Wordsmith, right? So I got a line that I want somebody to type in the chat. Okay. So here's the takeaway for this lesson. There's no honor in self-neglect. There's no honor. There's no honor in self-neglect. Kiwi said, here comes the bars. Wait for it, right? There's no honor in self-neglect. So write that down for yourself. Consider getting it tatted on your forehead. Whatever we need to do to shift our belief around compromising our health to be in service to others. We some kind of way in our society, in our culture, I know in our culture, in the Black community, Black women, we have somehow attached honor to self-neglect. And there's zero honor in it. There's zero honor in it. Thank you, Melissa West on Facebook. Thank you, Unforgettable Studios on Instagram, right? Thank you, Laureen on YouTube. I appreciate you guys putting that in there, because that's the takeaway. If you didn't hear anything else today, that's what I want you to hear. Now, let me tell you why this is important as we go into the 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge that's starting this Saturday. As of this morning, we have 560 people registered. The overwhelming majority of them, I'll put money on it. I ain't seen everybody's face, but the overwhelming majority of them, I'm sure, are Black women, because that's who mess with me, right? And that's who I mess with, right? That's who follows me. That's who I follow, okay? So I get down with the Black women. We have a good time. Okay, so let me tell you what's at risk if you don't embody today's lesson, okay? Let me tell you what's at risk if you don't embody today's lesson. You will spend the month of June making time for yourself. Because you're going to be with me. You're going to be with me every Wednesday evening and every Saturday morning in the month of June. Okay. So you're going to make time for yourself in the month of June. But if you don't shift the belief that there's no honor in self-neglect, come July 1st, you're going to revert back to your comfort zone. And once again, when you're no longer attached to a program or a system, you're going to do what you've always done, which is start deciding that other things are more important. And so all of the work that we've done together in June will all of a sudden be compromised come July. If you don't understand the difference, if you don't quickly learn the difference between a sacrifice and a bad decision. Does that make sense, y'all? If it makes sense, put "makes sense" in the chat, wherever you're watching this from. Look, I'm like, where the cameras at, right? I put "makes sense" in the chat. Lisa, the thing I need to do before Saturday, what you're saying is, as I write down my homework for today, is I need to understand there's a difference between a sacrifice and a bad decision. And the things that I have been calling a sacrifice up until this point has compromised my health. That's why I'm now overweight. That's why I'm now medicated. That's why I'm chronically fatigued. That's why I'm emotionally strapped. Is because I thought I was sacrificing for the sake of my family, my community, right? But what I was really doing was making bad decisions. And there's a difference between the two. And I'm going to learn the difference between the two so that when I start this challenge, not only will I get results with Coach Lisa and the community, I'm going to maintain them because I will go into July and going forward understanding that there is no honor in self-neglect. I will no longer wear as a badge of honor the fact that I've let myself go to help other people. I will no longer wear it as a badge of honor the fact that I've compromised my personal well-being so that the company I work for can excel. I would no longer wear it as a badge of honor. Okay. So the third lesson that I've learned, major life lesson that I've learned since doing this work and living this lifestyle, is that people believe compromising their personal health is a sacrifice, and it's not. They're using the wrong language. That is not a sacrifice. Anything that compromises your health is not a sacrifice. It's a bad decision. Once we understand the difference between the two, then we can not only get the results we seek, but we can maintain it. Okay, somebody, thank you, Unforgettable Studios on Instagram, gave me a round of applause. I'm like, I don't know if it's landing. I don't see no exclamation points nowhere, no hearts going up on the screen. Somebody let me know that it's landing. And here's the issue. Here's the other issue with my Black women that I love so dear. We so damn smart. That's our problem. Our biggest problem is we're so smart. Our biggest problem is that we're so intellectually advanced. That is our biggest problem. You want to know why? Because we're crushed by the weight of our own genius, because we can intellectualize what I'm saying. Like, y'all get what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I know self-care is important. Like, yeah, we need to take care of ourselves. And here's how I know you know. Because that's what you tell other people to do. You just don't do it. I already know you know. Like, you gonna come on my class on this Saturday and next Wednesday, and we need to take care of ourselves. We need to do better. We need to, like, I already know y'all know what I'm saying, but y'all don't know what I'm saying. You want to know why? Because exactly what I told you yesterday. Your life doesn't look like what you say you value. That's how I know. That's how I know, right? Because we have in private conversations, and y'all like, I don't know. I don't prioritize myself enough. I don't make time for the things that make me happy. I don't invest in myself. I have such a hard time spending money for things that are just for me. And I feel guilty when I want to work out or do this, when I feel like I should be spending time with my kids or working on a project at work. Like, but y'all will be quick to tell a girlfriend or a sis, like, you can't do that. You got to make stuff for you. Right? Like, you got to take care of you. So I know y'all know, but y'all life don't look like y'all know. Okay. So maybe that's the better lesson for today. Let me not tell you something that you already know. Let me tell you your life needs to look like what you know. Because it's not looking like that. There's no reason over 75% of us should still be overweight or obese. Somebody lying about what they know. One of us is lying. There's no reason why we should have the highest rates of all this hypertension and high cholesterol, and somebody lying. One of y'all lying. One to two of y'all is lying about what y'all know, because we are all struggling. Why we got food addictions? Why it's so hard to let go of that mess? Because you got trauma you ain't dealt with. That's what that is. So I'm just saying, like, I know y'all real smart. But I'm just saying, somebody lying. Some y'all act like y'all know it's important to take, and it's so we should not let ourselves, and we should always make time for, and it's you got to put it on your schedule and time management and all of that. Yeah, but yet and still 2, 3, 4, 5 years you've been on my email list and in my ecosystem and coming to my masterclass, and you saying the same stuff. You struggling with the same thing. Lisa, I just can't kick this sugar. I know, because you got chronic stress that you ain't willing to create an exit strategy for. You see what I'm saying? So listen, stop believing that compromising your health is a sacrifice. It's not, it's a bad decision. We know we're going to tattoo on our forehead that there's no honor in self-neglect. There's no honor in it, right? So stop bragging about, you letting yourself go and you don't make time for yourself because you always doing for others. It ain't sexy. It ain't a good look. There's no honor in it. You don't get a reward for it. That's not what we call reciprocity. That's not what we call mutually beneficial. It's not working. So, because what you're not about to do, now we got like 560 something people, all 560 y'all that's going to start this challenge with me on Saturday. If you come in with the same belief that other things are more important than you being well, then the work we do together will be null and void in no time. Okay? So I want everyone, what's up, Arlette? Good morning. Don't come on here talking about good morning. I'm waxing deep right now, okay? Pleasantries is over, okay? Talking about good morning 20 minutes in. Girl, no, I'm out of my good morning phase right now, okay? I'm upset at this point, okay? So that's what I need y'all to know. That's what I need y'all to embody. Like I get that they're like, you get it intellectually, but be careful with being crushed by the weight of your own genius. I need your life to look like what you know. Okay. I need your life to look like what you know. I understand you've heard this a million times, but you're still allowing other things to be more important. You're still, quote unquote, sacrificing yourself for the sake of others. And now here I come. I gotta wear a cape as a coach. Cause it's like, Lisa, what do you have for this? Lisa, my doctor, I'm pre-diabetic now. I'm pre-hypertensive now. Like they're showing, I got fibroids now that are out of control. Oh my God, Lisa, and now you want me and my coaches, we got to wear these major capes because you've been making bad decisions for so long. And now we're reaching to a point of no return for some of these things. We can't keep going that way. So the life lesson that you're going to take away again is there's no honor in self-neglect. There's a difference between sacrifice and bad decisions. You've likely, if your health is out of control at this point, you've likely been making bad decisions for a long time for the sake of others. You're probably also telling other people to do the things that you should be doing. And so now you got to make your life look like what you know. Fair? Fair. I'm not even going to ask y'all to drop it in the chat. I'm getting out of here. We're at 20 minutes and 54 seconds. Listen to me. I need you to invite a friend. I need you to run out and tell your bestie, your accountability partners that they need to join you in the challenge. All right. Because you're going to need the support. You're going to need the support of coaches like me and my team. And you're going to need the support of people you know. I want y'all to do this together, rock out together. Okay, so we are going to drop the link to register wherever you're watching this and make sure you're ready. Like I'm going live in our challenge group today, giving them some housekeeping rules as we get ready to kick off on this Saturday. Like it's a lot that's going to be happening. You guys are going to be with me 2 times per week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And we're going to be together. Like we're going to get real close. And so I need you guys to have these lessons in your back pocket so you can better understand how you need to navigate to be successful here. Because I'm not here for no temporary results. Like, please don't wait. Like, if y'all gonna come into this challenge and get results, do not let me run into you in September and October and you back the same. So I'm gonna go a minute or two over. The reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm going through these lessons every day before this challenge starts on Saturday is because people try and change their behaviors before they try and change their beliefs. And me as your coach, as your leader, if I don't come in here and teach you how to think before I tell you what to do, you will compromise everything we do together. So don't take this lightly. Re-listen to this. Re-listen to my lesson on Monday, re-listen to my lesson on Tuesday. And I need you to, why are you doing this, Lisa? Like, this is a free challenge. Yeah, we got a VIP ticket, but the overwhelming majority of people are free, right? So this ain't a money grab. This is, I want to change people, right? I want you guys' lives to change. But what we cannot risk is you taking the same old beliefs and trying to apply them to new lifestyle. That ain't gonna work. So the reason I'm coming on every day and spending time with you guys to teach you these lessons that I need you to embody is because as your coach, it is my responsibility to teach you how to think before I tell you what to do. So I need you guys to embody this. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Thank y'all, everybody on YouTube. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, preach. Okay, so this is how you should be thinking. So don't think the work starts when you stop eating meat. Don't think the work starts when you stop eating dairy. Don't think the work starts as you try and fight your cravings for sugar. The work starts now in your mind. I need you to start seeing your health as just as important as all the things you do for others. Yeah, I need y'all to stop coming to me talking about, I have no idea how to prioritize myself. The lack of prioritization is what got us overweight. The lack of prioritization is what got us medicated, stressed out, overwhelmed, sleepless. Okay? So I got to teach you how to think before I tell you what to do. So this is my attempt at doing that. And even Saturday, during our first class, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. EST, our first class in the challenge, guess what I'm doing? Talking even more about beliefs, even more. Because for some of you, you think the heavier lift is going to be not eating chicken and cheese and sugar. That's not going to be the heaviest lift for you guys. The heaviest lift for the majority of you is going to be changing the way you think about yourself, changing the way you think and view health. That's going to be the heaviest lift for the majority of you. And I know that as an experienced coach. You don't know that. You stressing out about, I need recipes because what I'm going to do without shrimp. Okay. You think, wait and watch. Don't believe it, just watch. You think that's going to be the hardest part. You looking for recipes. What we need to be is on our hands and knees with our hands clasped together, praying for a shift in belief. Because behavior follows belief. You're changing the wrong thing. Nope. I'm going to say it in a different way. You're changing the right thing in the wrong order. Okay. Now that I've dropped a bar that I'm satisfied with, I can hop off. You're changing the right thing in the wrong order. You guys coming into this vegan challenge, this salt, oil, and sugar-free vegan challenge, you think the hardest part is going to be not eating burgers. You think the hardest part is going to be staying out of the drive-thrus. You think the hardest part is going to be saying no to the salt and the oil and I'm telling you right now, you focusing on the wrong thing. You focusing on the wrong thing. You need to be changing your beliefs. Where do I start with my beliefs, Lise? There's a whole masterclass in the portal that I taught you guys 2 weeks ago called The Subtle Art of Doing Hard Things. I gave y'all 5 new beliefs y'all needed to have. I've started this week. Monday, here's a belief. Tuesday, here's a belief. Wednesday, here's a belief. Tomorrow, there's another belief. You worried about what to eat, and you should be worrying about how to think. I need you to believe that there's no honor in self-neglect. Embody it, repeat it, write it down, get on your Simpsons jam. My man, write it on the chalkboard 1 billion times. There's no honor in self-neglect. 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 That's what you need to be worried about. Just what I'm going to eat. These beliefs, that's what you're going to eat. Okay. Let me go. I got to go. All right. So we went 6 minutes over today, but I hope it was worth it. I'll be back here tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. EST with the number 2 lesson, major life lesson that I've learned since being a plant-based vegan, a plant-based health coach, sugar-free, living my best life, clear mind, right? I need you guys to be back here same time tomorrow as we dig into these last 2 beliefs, Thursday and Friday, and Saturday morning. I'm going in yet again. If you're not even in my challenge and you need to come get this work just for the belief system alone, you might be like, I ain't giving up meat. Well, come give up a belief then. You know what I'm saying? Sign up for the challenge, even if you plan on still eating animal products, but you do need to change your beliefs. You still need to be in the challenge because I go hard on belief because behavior follows belief. Okay. That's the order of operation. So a lot of us are trying to change our behavior without changing our beliefs. And so it's very difficult to stick to the new behaviors because we're applying them with the old beliefs. Okay. All right. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Kelly. Hey, Terrence said front row for a reason. Listen, VIP, front row. For y'all who come in the challenge and y'all get a VIP ticket, we going in. Y'all session's going to be longer on Saturday and Wednesdays. Y'all going to stay over after. We're going to do a VIP Q&A. And I'm waxing deep with everybody and I ain't leaving nothing on the table. So I'm super excited about June. So get registered, challenge.theplantprotocol.com, challenge.theplantprotocol.com, and come get this work with us. Come get this work. If you guys are dealing with major issues in your health, and it's not moving the way you need it to move, and things aren't shifting the way you need it to shift, I can almost guarantee you have a belief issue and not a behavior issue. Because the things you're trying is right. Like drinking water still works. Exercising still works. Eating plants every damn day still works. You don't have a behavior issue. You have a belief issue, and your beliefs are driving your decision making. Okay. All right. So I'll see you guys back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST. I can't wait. Until then, you guys have a phenomenal rest of the day. I got to end like I was all nice and sweet the whole time. You guys have a blessed day. May God be with you. I love you guys. Be well. Don't tell nobody I'm fake. Bye, y'all.